Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Thank you, Igor, for that introduction. My name is Alankar Trivedi, as he said. A little bit about me. Igor and Olga reviewed my presentation, and they said, can you talk about yourself for a bit? I went, yep, my favorite topic. So I'll talk about myself. I've been in the industry for about 20 years. I'm software development manager, head of development, now currently development service manager. I found Targetprocess about 10 years ago, using it for about 7 or 8 years. Jürgen, you've seen today, where's Jürgen? He asked me, how did Targetprocess end up in your current company, and when did it get there? The answer was, when I got there. And the same with the previous company, and the same with the previous company as well. I have used Targetprocess for software development and all that kind of stuff, but what I'm going to talk about today is meeting minutes, business cases, and retrospective management. That's how I use it now. So you know when you go into meetings, right? Anybody can tell me what that picture represents. I found this picture because it's a copyright-free picture. Anybody, any ideas what this is trying to say? Sorry, I didn't catch that. One meeting, lots of people taking lots of minutes, somebody then producing the minutes 2, 3, 4 hours later, and then nobody really reading them. And then you get your meeting 2 weeks later, and then what happens is, anybody read the minutes? 2 out of those people, yeah, we read the minutes. And you will go to another meeting, which contradicts what you said in that last meeting because somebody said something else. So many meetings, I've just said that. So there's no real collaboration. The theme of the day seems to be transparency and collaboration. That's where I believe Targetprocess comes in, all to do with transparency and collaboration. So that's what my aim is, to try and use Targetprocess as a one-stop shop for everything. You go in there, and that's what you do. So, as I said, nobody's really reading meeting summaries. I'm using Tailboard. I'll talk about that in a second. Real-time boards are visible to everybody, and I use it to document meeting minutes. I'll show you how I do that in a second. If you go into Targetprocess, you can change the terminology of various items. So what I've done is, you've got features as agenda. Then you have user stories as actions and bugs as decisions. Why I made the bugs as decisions, I don't know, but I did. So when you actually go and create your board, forget the sprint, forget that you're just creating a board. Press the plus sign, and it just says agenda item. You create your agenda item for your meeting minutes, and then in the actual areas, you can put an action or a decision, and then you can assign it to somebody, or you can actually write who it is. So JE to determine cost of translation. Don't look too much at that. That's my previous company's stuff, but it's the detail that's important. And AT to chase up license agreements, shipping plans, the agenda items on the left-hand side. At the end of the meeting, you share the board, one link, Tailboard, send it out to everybody in that meeting. That's it. Every time you go into the meeting, you don't have to keep sharing that Tailboard. They've got the link. It's refreshed automatically. The meeting, for example, if it's a steering group or an executive committee, you can then click the link. No one has any excuse. They have access to it at all times. You're not trying to look at 20 different documents, 20 different Word documents, Excel spreadsheets. Who said what? What's my action? What do I do? Where do I go? Oh, that's not this meeting. That's not this meeting. So that's the bit about meeting minutes and how I use meeting minutes in Targetprocess. Using that methodology and that approach, I did the same. Sorry, I've not finished this bit yet. So why? As I said, it makes it easy to spot details that are relevant to each team member. What you can actually do is create a board. I've not got it up here. And then you can see all your projects in one place, and all your meeting minutes in one place, and all your agenda items in one place. So transparency, collaboration. People say, oh, I don't know what's going on. Oh, someone said that's confidential. Well, stop being confidential. Transparency and collaboration will take you further. Stop hiding things. I'm not going to read through everything that I said there, because I just said it. So what I'm trying to do is get all the pieces of the puzzle in one place. So you get all the pieces of the puzzle in one place, and you just get the overall worldview. Using the same methodology and the same approach, I've done the same for sprint retrospectives. When I was doing sprint retros with my development team in my previous companies, I used to start with going, All right, let's go through your, we used to do them at the end of the sprint, 2-week sprint, Friday afternoon. What's your successes? What's your difficulties? We used to go, what's your difficulties? What's actions for improvement? And then then we started off with successes, then difficulties. But on a Friday evening, and my mic's about to fall off, so bear with me. So on a Friday evening, the last thing you want to go home with is, oh, the whole thing's difficulties, difficulties, difficulties. Change the approach. We did the difficulties first. At the very last minute, before everybody went home, around about 4 o'clock on a Friday, we said, right, what are the successes for this week? It was the last sprint. So we finished off with successes. So when people go home at the weekend, they're not thinking about actions for improvement or difficulties. They're thinking about, I've had a good 2 weeks. These are the successes that I've done, which really helped and changed the sprint retros. Same process, just changing the terminology. So we have the release as the name of it as a retrospective. Then the feature was an improvement area. The user story was ideas and successes. And the bugs are improvement areas and difficulties. All those things lead into actions and user stories. An action in a meeting turns into a user story. In target process, you can right-click, say convert to user story, convert to project, convert to feature. Everything in one place, and all the audit history is there, so someone says, why are we doing that? Because you said so. That was your idea. I'm not going to go through all that because I think I've said that already. So, yeah, I talked about the morale, so I've already mentioned that. So what I've put there, the cards are the successes. If you remember in target process, you've got the blue line is for, thank you. The blue line for user stories. So we've used it for successes, put the reds, which is the bugs, as difficulties, and the actions in green. So you're always keeping a positive mindset, keeping it that way. So to bring all those pieces of the puzzle into one place, in this company, what I found is a very traditional company. I currently work for a company called Institute of Mechanical Engineers. Without going into too much detail about the company, it's not a software development company, it's a mechanical engineering company. However, it's a very traditional, to give you an idea, somebody's worked in this company for 44 years. I was one when she started here. Some people 28 years, some people here 30 years in this company. So very, very traditional. I thought I was going to beat Jürgen with the oldest company, but you beat me. Mine's 1847. So sorry, I think you win this competition. One of the things was about budgets, and we don't have a big budget. We're a registered charity, but we also try and make a profit in another part of the business. So we have a limited budget, digital transformations going on, so we need to get business cases through and get them approved. So I used Target Process, the service desk, and Target Process, and it all links together, all these 3 items. So I created some team workflows. So what these team workflows is, you've got a business analysis workflow, you've got a business case workflow, and then you've got a dev team workflow. So you're going through the whole process from start to finish, linking it back to meeting minutes, linking it back to, well, linking it forward to retrospectives, I should say. Loads of custom fields for the business cases. Then when you go into your service desk, you can set up your service desk and say what you want your people to fill in. Templates, I think someone talked, I don't remember who talked about templates, but somebody talked about templates today. So I kind of set up my own template in here. Oh, there's a screen missing. Is there a screen missing? There is a screen missing, but what actually you see is when you go into the service desk, you get an option at the top to say, new idea, select business cases. You fill in a template. As you fill in the template, and then that goes into Target Process Board. We link everything back together, so your business case goes into, you end up having a meeting about it, put that meeting minutes in there. Once you've done that, it goes into development team handles it, go into your retro's there, everything one place, transparency, collaboration. Nobody can question why it's happening. That's me, thank you.
Thanks a lot.